The first thing I did when I created my solar system model is that I gathered resources. With resources, I mean the textures that I'm going to use for the planets. So here you can see the link where I got my resources. Then I created a project folder named Solar System so that all the resources that I use will be gathered here. So you see the source images folder, and then I copied all the files from the zip folder to the source images folder. The next thing I did was I created a polygon sphere. So remember, it's a polygon sphere, and you can also create it using that menu there. Then I duplicated it up until 10 for the 9 planets and the sun. And that reminds me, outliner is very important because as you can see the objects in there, so it will be easy to navigate through the modeling process. So now I distance the spheres apart from each other so that I can edit easily. And now I'm gonna scale all the spheres into its respective sizes. I started scaling the sun because it's the biggest object in the solar system. It will mostly occupy the space the other planets are relying on, and then the rest of the planets will follow through. Now, after scaling all the planets into its respective sizes, I'm going to create Saturn's ring. So I'm going to use the top view, so click on the panels, orthographic top view, and I'm going to make a NURBS torus. So there, in the top view, I will fit the torus into the Saturn, and then I'm going to use the perspective so I can see how flat the ring will be. And I'm going to edit its root radius and height ratio for it to be a nice looking ring. Since I added Saturn's ring, I will adjust the distances a little more for the outer planets, and then I'm going to start putting textures. I'm going to start with the sun. So select the sun, right click, assign new material, Lambert, and then on the channel box you can see the color option. So at the right side of the color option you can see a checkered box. Click that and click file. Now you'll be redirected into another part of the channel box. So find the image name and click on the folder. That command will lead you to the source images folder where we have put all the textures a while ago. So find the sun's texture and click OK. So I'm going to repeat the process for every planet in adding texture except for planets that have bumps, like Mercury. So here I'm going to click Mercury again and go to the Lambert tab. After that, I'm going to go to the bump mapping and click the checkered box there and click on file. So now I'm going to click on the tab file and image name. I'm going to import again the Mercury texture, and after that you can see that the Mercury now has bumps. So you can edit the bump on the bump tab, whichever you prefer how bumpy the planet is. After adding textures, I'm going to go back to perspective view so I can get a nice look of the changes that I made. Now I'm going to create the orbit, so I'm going to create a nerve circle and duplicate it up to 10. And then I'm going to use the top view so that I can easily fit the orbits around the sun. So I'm going to scale it there, and because the sun is very big, as you can see, it actually looks like it's so near, or the circle is near the sun, but when you zoom it, you see that there's a lot of space. So to avoid confusion, I'm going to rename each of these objects and do the same procedure. After creating the orbits, of course, the planets have to revolve around them. So in order for that to happen, I'm going to switch my workspace animation. So I'm going to click on Mercury and its orbit and click on constraint, motion path, attach to motion path. So if you click on the box there, the option will appear. And for the time range, I'm going to click start and I'm going to put my start and end time. After clicking attach, a line will appear, and here I'm just going to scale it so that I can see Mercury. Then I'm going to click all the line, then click on the straight icon and curves, post infinity, and cycle, so that the animation will loop throughout the entire time without having to edit the keyframes all over again. So there, I'm going to repeat the same procedure for all the planets. So I'm going to speed up the process here. And there, you can see that all the planets now are moving. Now I'm going to zoom in to get a better view, and as you can see, the planet's orbits are overlapping another planet's orbit. So I'm going to adjust the distances of the orbits. So I'm just going to speed up this process. And then you can see the Pluto is very far from its orbit, but it still follows the path, so it's fine. But I'm going to edit it anyway. There. So now I'm going to go to all the views so that I can see the solar system. Before I forgot, I will just rotate Saturn a little bit, so just make it more realistic, and then I'm going to start creating each planet's rotation. So I'm going to the animation workspace and I'm going to create another animation layer for rotation so that this animation will not overlap with the revolution animation of the planets. And then I will create keyframes for this one. So I'm going to create a two set of keyframes and rotate each. By each keyframe, I'm going to rotate the planet by half. And just another one to complete the animation there. And there will be a line. So I'm going to place tangent, spline, curves, pose infinity, and linear. So when you look at this one, while the planet is moving along the orbit, it is also spinning on its own axis. So I'm going to repeat the process for all the other planets, and I'll just speed it up. Now we're going to create the moon for the Earth. So I'm going to create again an orbit. So just like the procedure a while ago, I'm going to create another circle and attach it to the earth. So I'm just going to scale it like this so that you can see later on that the moon is revolving. So I then created another sphere, so the polygon sphere, and I just repeated the same process for the revolution there, and I renamed the moon to avoid confusion. And you can see that the moon is now revolving around the orbit, but the orbit is not attached to the earth. So I'm going to make the orbit a child of the earth so that wherever the earth goes, the orbit is attached. So here we go. This is now my finished project. I'm just gonna show the whole solar system animation and what it looks like when it's rendered.